The Prime Minister is expected to announce tomorrow when pubs and restaurants can reopen and whether the 2-metre distancing rule can be relaxed. This weekend, the Chancellor Rishi Sunak was in his Richmond constituency promoting the reopening of shops. Our political correspondent Harry Horton went along to meet him and he joins us now from Westminster. Harry.
Yeah, it was the first time the Chancellor managed to get back to his constituency since the start of lockdown. He seemed quite happy to be there. And like many other Conservative MPs this weekend, he was promoting the reopening of shops, trying to encourage people to spend money and get the economy going again. Rishi Sunak said that his government would be doubling down on its levelling up agenda for our region. We still don't know how they're going to pay for that. And as the economic impact of coronavirus becomes more clear, that levelling up task is becoming more and more difficult.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Nice to see you.
Rishi Sunak was all smiles in the sunshine this weekend, even as the economic forecast for our region looks ever more grim. One report this week suggested up to 20% of North Yorkshire's tourism jobs could be lost because of coronavirus. The Chancellor told me he was aware of the difficulties.
Tourism, hospitality is a very important part of our economy, particularly here in our rural area in North Yorkshire, which is why that sector's received probably more support than others through this crisis. And the most important thing now is to look forward and hopefully, as we've targeted a date of July 4th to reopen those parts of our economy, that's the key thing now. Let's get them all reopen again over the summer. Let's get people back in those kinds of businesses, our pubs, our restaurants. That's what we all want to see.
There's been a steady stream of people here this morning, which is a good sign as the economy slowly starts to reopen. But towns like Northallerton will need a lot more support from the Chancellor in the months ahead. The manager of this department store welcomed government support so far, but said more was needed to help the high streets.
We're very grateful to have the business rates relief. When that comes to an end, we'd love to see that reviewed. It hasn't been reviewed since before online trading started, and it's not really fit for purpose. They're penalising high street stores such as ourselves, where online traders they don't have to pay the same rates at all.
After another weekend of Black Lives Matter protests in our region, the Chancellor had this message for young activists.
Of course, I know that racism exists in this country, and I understand people are upset and they're angry and they want to see change. But what I've also said is change doesn't come about by wanton destruction and violence. That's not real change. That's not how you achieve things. And I'd also say we've made enormous progress as a country. We should recognise that.
Do you understand why they're protesting?
Of course I do, and I can understand why they're upset and why they're angry. And we must keep fighting for more change.
Very nice to see you. Thank you. That's very kind.
Opinion polls suggest Sunak is one of Britain's most popular politicians. But as the country heads towards what he's said will be a recession like no other, the challenges for Yorkshire's Chancellor have only just begun. Harry Horton.
So Harry, what exactly are we expecting the Prime Minister to announce tomorrow?
Well, we're expecting further guidance on that 2-metre distancing rule. If that rule is reduced, I think there'll be other measures put in place. For example, we might be asked to leave our contact details at pubs and restaurants. There'll be new seating guidelines, and we might well be asked to wear face coverings a lot more often. The government also made another significant announcement today for the millions of people across the country who are shielding. From July the 6th, people who are shielding will be allowed to meet outdoors in groups of up to 6 people. And then from August, they will no longer be required to shield. The government says this is because medical experts have told the government that the rate of infection is reducing, and that means that they can issue this new guidance to those who are shielding.
OK, Harry, live for us in Westminster tonight. Thank you.